How far would you go to achieve your dreams? What if everything was taken away from you? Today, we'll tell you the story of how Cristiano Ronaldo inspired a young footballer and convinced him never to give up. This story isn't just about an athlete. It's about how each of us can overcome the challenges we face in life. If you ever feel lost, this story will give you the courage to start again. Ready? Let's begin. Cristiano Ronaldo motivates a young athlete to never give up. Diego was a talented 16-year-old footballer living in a small town in Brazil. For him, football was not just a sport. It was the meaning of his life. Every morning, he would wake up before sunrise and train on the field before school. In the evenings, he would play neighborhood matches with his friends, chasing the ball until late at night. Diego dreamed of one day becoming a great footballer and playing for the Brazilian national team. However, a major obstacle stood in the way of his dreams. During a match, he injured his knee in a tackle with an opponent. At first, he didn't think much of it. But the next day, the pain in his knee became unbearable. When his family took him to the hospital, the doctors diagnosed him with a serious ligament tear. Diego needed surgery and had to stay away from football for at least 6 months. Diego was devastated by the news. Football was everything to him, and now it had been taken away. After the surgery, he locked himself in his room. He didn't even want to watch football matches, which used to be his favorite thing. His family and friends tried to motivate him, but the darkness inside Diego only grew. Nothing will ever be the same again, he thought. One day, news spread that Cristiano Ronaldo would be participating in a charity match in their town. Everyone was excited to see the superstar, but Diego remained indifferent. What does it matter? Everything is over for me, he thought. The encounter with Ronaldo. On the day of the match, Diego's friends dragged him to the field. At least you'll feel the atmosphere of football one more time, they said. Reluctantly, Diego joined them. During the match, Cristiano Ronaldo was performing brilliantly, as always. Diego watched his every move with admiration. But when the match ended, Ronaldo stayed on the field and walked toward the spectators. He stopped in front of Diego and asked, "Why do you look so sad?" Diego, surprised, replied, "I don't think I'll ever be able to play like I used to. Football is over for me." Ronaldo, with a serious expression, said, "I was injured at your age too. People even told me, this kid will never become a great footballer. But I never gave up, and neither should you." Ronaldo shared his own story with Diego. "I was born on the island of Madeira. When I was young, I was very skinny, and no one believed in me. But I trained every day and worked on improving myself. Even when I got injured, I never gave up, because I believe that comeback stories are the greatest source of inspiration." Ronaldo leaned closer to Diego, looked him in the eye, and said, "If you really want it, no obstacle can stop you. You just have to believe and work hard. Remember, every failure is an opportunity to learn." Ronaldo's words reignited the fire inside Diego. That night, he made a promise to himself. "I won't give up. I'll return to football." The next day, Diego started physical therapy. He trained regularly, keeping Ronaldo's advice in mind. Over time, his injury healed completely and he returned to the field. Diego's performance not only returned to its former level, but improved even further. He became stronger, faster, and more determined. He was named the captain of his team and led them to victory in many matches with his goals. Diego's success caught the attention of Cristiano Ronaldo himself. One day, Diego received a message. It read, "Your comeback story has made me very proud. Young players like you are the future of football. Never give up, because fighters like you always win." When Diego read the message, his eyes filled with tears. He was no longer just a footballer. He had become a source of inspiration. And perhaps one day, like Ronaldo, he would give hope to another young player. Diego never forgot Ronaldo's words. As he progressed in his career, he remembered Ronaldo's advice during every challenge. One day, he was selected for the Brazilian youth national team and began making a name for himself on the international stage. Diego was no longer just a footballer. He had become a role model inspiring young players. And perhaps most importantly, Diego once again crossed paths with Cristiano Ronaldo. This time, they played together on the field. After the match, Ronaldo hugged Diego and said, "I'm proud of you." With tears in his eyes, Diego replied, "I'm here because of you." The story ends here. If you want to hear more stories like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and give it a like. Thank you so much for subscribing and liking, and see you in the next story.